Happy Monday, everyone. I hope everyone's having a good start to the week. I'm in this NASDAQ trade at the moment. I'm currently targeting a 2R on this trade, as you can see. Oh, apparently it's just off a 2R, 1.93. Let's have a look where a 2R would be for this trade, about there. Okay, so I'm just going to move this a little bit. Right. Okay, so I've also got an alert resting here on this trade. The reason being is we've got some liquidity resting there. Being Monday, Mondays aren't my favorite day to trade just because usually it's quite low volume. The markets are a little bit, not that great sometimes. So look, I may potentially even take my full amount of profit at that point. So I'll see what's happening. If we get down to that area, I will see whether I'm going to move my stop loss or am I going to take the full amount of profit off the table. So as per usual, just review this trade and why I got into this particular trade. So as you can see over here, this blue area is my Asia box. So you can see price came and swept, took liquidity, buy-side liquidity from the Asia highs, right? And then we started to have a reversal. So you can see here we had our first chop here, bearish chop, right? And then that bearish chop was invalid with this bullish chop, right? And then we've had a further breaker structure here and a breaker structure here. Now I got in with this push up. Now this push up did not break a previous high. So for me, looking at that, I'm like, okay, our liquidity was swept here. We have a bit of liquidity now resting in this area. We have not been able to push up further past this point. I was then happy with this final leg to get into this trade. Just because, like I said, these two highs here did not, they did not surpass that high there. So for me, I'm like, okay, market structure is telling me, this is, a good time for me to get into this sell. I waited, I got in on this breaker structure here. It was 50% of this leg on the Fibonacci, and I had my sell limit resting there. Now, really, I could reduce my stop loss to this last swing high here. The reason I've got it up here is there's a bit of liquidity, like I said, resting there now. I just wanted to give it a few ticks breathing room just in case. Being Monday, look, I'm not holding my breath being a Monday, and we'll see what happens, whether we get stopped out or not. But look, I'm pretty happy with this trade as it goes, just because we've had those two breaker structures to the downside. Being London Open now, we have got a bit of liquidity coming into the market. We have pushed up a little bit, but just going into this FVG here. Now, what I like about this so far, you can see with this bearish FVG, price has not broken through it with bodies. So we've only had the wicks within the FVG. Oh, now we haven't, okay? So what I was going to say about that is, it was then telling me that price was being respected in that area for our push down. But we'll see whether price respects it or not. So at the moment, we have surpassed that area, and we'll see what happens here. So whether price is just going to come back to this entry point, we'll just see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, so that's the reason I'm in this trade. I haven't got a huge amount of risk. I'm only risking 145 on this trade. So if it gets stopped out, it's not a huge amount. I am targeting 2R, so I believe it's, what is it? What am I targeting on this trade? 200 and something. I think it was let's see, 275. It will be a little bit more actually, because I've just moved my TP down a little bit. So anyway, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with the amount of risk I am risking on this trade, and we'll just see how it plays out. But you can see here, price is still respected this breaker structure here. So it just came in, wicked up, and now it's falling back down again. So let's see. I'd really like to see now a break below this last low and some further breaker structures and FVG. So that will just really tell me that that volume's coming in, and that our TP, could potentially be hit. Okay, so this is what price is looking like at the moment. We're getting a little bit more movement, which is good. So as soon as I've got another alert here. So as soon as we break below this last leg, I will then reduce my risk. So you can see my stop loss is resting above here. So here and here is my TP, which is 2R. I will then reduce my stop loss to this point here, right? So I'll be then reducing my TP. So I'll be targeting a 2.18. The reason I prefer that setup is, like I was saying, there's liquidity resting to the left over there. And it looks like we're getting a fair bit of volume now, which will then, yeah, we might not be far off changing our TP, which will be good once we break this area. So you'll probably be able to see it live. Here we go. So we've tapped into that area, which is great. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring my TP up like that. All right. And I am going to reduce my risk to there. Yay. Okay. So we've had another further breaker structure. That's what I like to see. So we've had that breaker structure, right? So that's telling me this is pretty solid, which is really, really good. So yeah, 2.18. If it was a flat 2R, we'd be looking at this area here. The reason I'm just going to target this here is, like I said, we have liquidity resting above these wicks here. So I'm pretty happy with that. So yeah, we'll just watch because this could be a fairly quick trade. I'll just move this over here. Right. So when you trade like this as well, you can always move your stop loss as well into profit, which is also a good thing to do. If I was going out of the house right now, I would be doing that. But you can see we've got price melting right now and we're not far off our TP. So a really good trade. I can say that now and then it can reverse, but yeah, we'll see how we go. I think we should be pretty good, especially after this third lot of breaker structure now, and we've got the volume coming in. So not far off hitting our target. I'll do a quick video for Telegram. There we go, TP hit. And for some reason it didn't. Yeah, here we go, my full order's off. Done. Good one. All right, guys, I'll see you later for our next one.